They ordered too much ribeye again. I told them in the kitchen, but they did it anyway. Like last year when we had to write off $400 worth of meat. I told them, you're over-ordering. February's the slowest month. But they did it anyway. Well, Gar did it. Gar told them to order more than I said. He thinks he's the genius of supply. Ha! What do you say when you have 90 pounds of rotten meat and a carnivorous mob in here pounding on the tables?
He's your business partner, Raymond. I just work here.
You work for both of us.
But you're my favorite.
That means Gar is your least favorite. Is that it, Nora? Your world cut in two?
Is that a 6 or a 5?
Call it a 6. 6 is always better than 5.
Not if you're paying, then 5 is better.
You make the call, Nora. Call it a 5, or call it a 6.
Oh, Gar says we'll sell all that ribeye this month because Valentine's Day is on a Saturday.
Gar, I am so sick of... When Gar barges into the kitchen and causes them to overorder because Gar is so smart. Gar studied inventory management at school. Even though when we bought this place, it was understood that the kitchen was my turf. Because I have a little thing called 40 years in the restaurant business. While Gar was playing music no one wanted to hear and drinking his way through college, I was in the trenches. From dishwasher to line cook to waiter to food and beverage manager at the Trade Winds. Oh, I know how a restaurant lives and breathes and
dreams.
This place was all my idea, the culmination of 40 years' experience, my masterpiece. And then Gar just waltzes in here.
Waltzes in? He was sous chef at Mario's for 5 years.
Oh, Mario's is overrated. I don't like the way they marinate everything. What are they hiding? Marinade disguises a flavor. They marinate corn, for God's sake.
Maybe they overorder it and they want to hide its rottenness.
Just like Gar hides his rottenness. But not from me. Not from us. Right, Nora?
Right. Look, I'm not taking sides in that little war going on in your head, Raymond, okay? I get along just fine with Gar. You know, I watched him demonstrate the new crepe gill for the guys on the line. He's really good. The way he just knows when to turn the crepe. You know, I asked him and he said, you can't really teach it. It has to be learned.
He doesn't even know what makes for real dining splendor. Well, I do. It takes years of trial and error.
Raymond, please, dining splendor?
Gar's always trying to show he's smarter than me because he knows he isn't. Gar has an inferiority complex that he tries to make up for with crepe grills and big piles of meat. You think he was the first guy who ever tossed a crepe? I can do crepes. I can. Just nobody asked me.
I'm asking you, why does it bother you that Gar is talented?
Talent is overrated. I'll tell you what bothers me. When I have to make frantic calls at 5 o'clock on a Friday to fill dining room shifts because Gar left 4 people off of the evening schedule that was his responsibility to make. 4 people.
Yeah, I remember that night. We cleared 4,100 that night.
Yes, only because I hustled to get a good waitstaff.
No, Gar's pastry guy was the big hit that night. The word went around the tables, try the baklava. And it was Gar's recipe. He worked with the pastry guy. That brings a lot of them back to the restaurant, Raymond. People remember, they tell their friends, they come back for more. Here, I've got the numbers.
No, I got my own numbers. 1, the key to a well-run business is good scheduling. 2, supply is a matter of demand. 3, you can't be taught something that You can't learn something that can't be taught. And it all adds up to Gar sticking his nose where it doesn't belong.
Yeah, ever since that night, our Saturdays have averaged 17% higher than in the 6 months before.
You're making me dizzy with those numbers. I stick to the basics. They've served me well and will see me through.
It served you well until you met Gar. You didn't want to hire Gar's pastry guy. He's the best in Seattle, but you fought it. You said it was a waste of money. You two had a big argument over it. I remember you standing right there.
I'm still standing here.
Gar's helped us, Raymond. That means he's helped you if you could just admit it. You needed a startup share. You wouldn't even own Raygar's if you hadn't met Gar.
You mean if you hadn't introduced us? And vice versa, by the way.
Vice versa, like you introduced me to Gar?
No. Like the money. Gar wouldn't own the place either without the seed money that I put in.
But his was more.
How did you know that?
It gets around, Raymond. But you have your
It gets around?
What's wrong? I don't talk about it.
What's wrong? You mean every dishwasher in the place knows that I'm not equal?
Equal?
The deal I signed with Gar says that the profits are exactly 50-50, and the management duties are exactly 50-50. So yes, he may have put in a little more up front, but I am just as much the boss. It is written that I am the boss.
It is written, like in the Bible?
Yeah, Gar can't cheat me out of that. I've got it in writing that this is my place.
Gar's a smart businessman, Raymond. You should listen to Gar, and
And I might learn something. Are you telling me my business?
Yes.
No!
It's my job to tell your business.
Well, what is my job? You know everything. Tell me.
To listen. To think. To act.
I'm thinking. I listened. And now I'm thinking. I've listened to Gar way late at night when I'm tossing in bed, all alone since our separation, Nora. Even though we're still together at times, like right now, best of times. Oh, I have heard Gar, and I've listened and listened to that lispy, fake voice, always pretending to be so shy. I listened when he humiliated me in front of those food writers from the Seattle Gazette. After I was cracking a lot of jokes, trying to get them to like me, and Gar says to them, Raymond's such a relief after a hard day, and he keeps the kitchen so clean. Like I was a clown and a janitor, and the writers laughed at it. Laughed at me when they had just sneered at my jokes. And the review made it seem like Raygar's was totally his baby. And my name was mentioned a total of once, like I just came in by accident, when this place was all my idea. And I just sat there, took it, because I care about this place. And it is my baby. And he's trying to take it away. I worked 40 years, and he's trying to take it away from me. Oh, I can feel it. So I have listened to him, and I think it. He wants to cut me out of my own place, my own dream, and that would kill me, Nora. Gar's trying to kill me. So, night after night, I think about it. and I think, and I think. But I have not acted. No, not yet.
Don't, Raymond. We're going to clear 2810 tonight.
The proof is in the receipts. Right, Nora?
Where else would they be?
You're standing within kissing distance of me.
I'm always close to you.
You don't seem like it now. You seem far away. Why? Do you still believe in me, Nora? Or am I just a silly old dream to you now? Just a feeling that got used up?
I'm still doing your numbers, Raymond.
And numbers are real.
But it's more than just that.
It's more than numbers. It's not just amounts. It's flavor, taste. This is a restaurant. Taste becomes a conviction. Taste is a belief. Do you believe in me, Nora?
I don't disbelieve in you.
Oh, you mean you don't spit me out?
We had a good love together, Raymond, back then. Now I'm awake in the present. I'm still standing here, just close to you in another way.
And I can hear your voice in my ear, Nora. I hear you telling me how Gar is good for me. Gar will make us all rich with the new tastes he brings. Gar is the future. Am I just the past? Or when am I, Nora?
Raymond, you're my friend. We need each other. We're a team.
We?
All of us. Raygar's, everything. All of it.
It. But I'm talking about me, Nora.
I'm listening.
So, what am I doing? It was all my idea. But what am I doing now? Am I just the compliant dope who sits at a desk doing routine paperwork, smiling at the customers, organizing the busboys? Gar runs a glittering palace, and I'm just the doorman? An overpaid doorman, Nora? Should I be ashamed of the money I'm making? You're the one who counts it.
Slow down, Raymond. What are you talking about? Ashamed of making money? Stop talking that crap.
I really had you going, didn't I? Doorman. You'd think I was coming unhinged.
So you're really okay now?
Sure. I work in a palace. Shamelessly.
Good. 'Cause the money is coming in.
Oh, which reminds me, Nora, I have a check for you here.
For me?
Yes, it's for those extra hours you put in a couple of weeks ago when Barbara was sick. Here.
Oh. Was it that much? It's more than generous, Raymond.
Oh, it's not more than generous. Or less. It's exactly what I owe you. Well, what we owe you. Gar and myself being the owners of this fine establishment, which you yourself assure me is a money-making machine.
Thank you, Raymond. I'm sorry.
Sorry for what?
You. The things you said.
You feel sorry for me?
No, Raymond, I mean, we should all feel good.
Oh, you're right again, Nora. Keep counting.
I'm done.
Did you taste the white bean soup we ran tonight? It was so delicious. It seemed truthful. You know?
No, I'm watching my weight again.
Oh, remind me to order more white beans.
More what?
White beans. They have a long shelf life. Good night, Nora.
Raygar's fine dining. Gar Norquist speaking. No, Raymond isn't here. I can take his calls. No. 100 pounds of ribeye, that's what we need. Raymond called you? No, leave the order the way it was. I'll straighten it out with him. Okay. And thanks for calling. Jason, that you?
Yeah?
Make sure to empty those prep room barrels.
Okay.
Good. Hi, where were you?
Last night, I just went home. I was here late with Raymond.
He stayed late?
Yeah, I was doing the receipts and Raymond helped me.
What?
Don't worry, Gar. He didn't find anything. But yeah, he stayed late and we talked.
But he signed off on the total.
Yes, it's fine. But I think
What was our total for last night?
3205.
And on the book?
2810. It's in here. I was gonna bring it over, but I just went home.
Yeah, that's what you say.
And it's true.
Okay, I'll get on it in a minute and move the 400 into my account.
Our account, right?
Our account, Nora. You're my baby.
Raymond says the restaurant is his baby.
Well, children always disappoint you. Or, that's what I've heard.
Yeah. Raymond really spouted off about you last night. He bared his soul.
Did you enjoy the sight of his, soul, Nora?
That's been over for a while now. You know that.
I think that because you told me.
Raymond says this was all his idea.
What was all his idea?
The restaurant, Raygar's. The dining splendor.
It started like that. Then it changed.
Into
Something better. It's going to make us a lot of money.
when I introduced you two, I thought Raymond can inspire Gar, and Gar can stabilize Raymond. But now you're driving him crazy after he gave you a launching pad for.
Launching pad? I came here with my own ideas.
Your ideas, Gar. They make Raymond feel out of the loop.
Well, he is out of the loop, and he's going to stay there. The loop is where we are piling up the cash. We don't want Raymond anywhere near it.
He went on this long thing about the first baklava night, how the schedule was screwed up, and he covered it as if that was the reason we did so well that night.
Baklava, yeah. Oh, thank you, Grandma. That was an amazing night. How much did we do again?
Over 5,100.
Yeah. And Raymond thinks it was because he called up a few waitresses. What did he think of the total?
4,100.
That's a bold margin. That was before I realized smaller margins work by increments. Slow and steady wins the race.
In the death by 1,000 cuts.
1,002 cuts, baby.
I think we should lay off for a while.
Lay off? No.
Lay off this.
That. For how long?
Raymond says he has 40 years experience in the business, and you just can't buy that.
Or you can. I bought it from him. And I got ripped off, but I'm fixing that right now.
He says you want to take this place away from him. Is that how this all ends?
It never ends. We go on making delicious things.
So we keep Raymond.
I'm going to buy him out. His piece. At some point soon, before he gets too interested in our accounting. Deep down, he knows that I'm already his boss, and I'll keep reminding him. Then, I make him my offer with a little pressure. Raymond will go quietly.
He wasn't quiet last night.
Nora, Raymond is stuck in the past. That's the mark of a man who missed his chance to be great. He's still all tense and cocked for something that ended 15 years ago and now only happens in his mind.
So this is our chance to be great.
And I'm not going to miss it. You see, Raymond's holding us back. He's stodgy. He is afraid. Weak. This was Raymond's last good idea. But he couldn't follow through on it to save his life.
But he wants to live.
Trust me, Nora. I've read about this stuff in my business books, in bestsellers. Raymond lacks the creativity of command. He can dream, but he will not act to make it real. The act is the act. Hard as steel. Not a dream, not a feeling. Before the act, there is feeling. After the act, there is feeling and maybe the bad dreams of a guilty conscience. But the steel fact of the act is bigger and truer and better than all feeling. So let Raymond talk. He's just dreaming out loud. When he wakes up, he'll have enough money to buy himself a little cottage on the peninsula and a job seating people at the local Denny's.
How about when I wake up?
I'll be standing right there. You'll forget about him before you've made your coffee. I'll make sure of that.
Raymond could hear. He might suspect. He might.
He won't hear anything from us. Will he, Nora? We're both in too deep to call for help.
Help?
Raymond can't save anyone. He can only act on small things, and they get smaller and smaller.
You're getting smaller.
Actually, I'm getting bigger. You've been hanging with Raymond too much, getting smaller with him. But he won't have a chance when I move to buy him out.
With his own money.
Only some of it.
And some of it's mine.
Yeah, I keep my promises, Nora. Do you?
Raymond trusted me.
Well, then the sooner he goes, the better for you both. He never finds out. The bond of trust between you two is unbroken.
Raymond confided in me. He wished things for me.
So do I. I wish you would stop all this. I thought I could trust you. Should I trust you, Nora?
I promised to work the receipts.
You need to keep on working them. So we're not laying off. Only I'm going to lay you, Nora. I'm going to lay you.
Should we? I can't. Gar, I shouldn't.
Or you can. And you will. You don't want Raymond finding out what his ex-darling Nora has been up to.
That would crush him.
Crush! Ruin all his good memories. Those ruins would be scattered in your conscience, Nora.
I feel like someone's watching us.
I'm watching you, Nora.
What do you see? No, I don't want to hear any more of your reasons.
Because?
This is all Raymond has. He's alone, and this restaurant is all that he has.
No. He has the idea of the restaurant. I have the restaurant. I am going to get what I want. Raymond already got what he wanted, which was just a dream, just a feeling.
He wanted me.
And what were you, Nora?
Just a feeling. Just a dream.